I'm thinking, what if I don't make it? And what if the babies don't make it? All she wanted was a sibling. She actually prayed for twins. We tried to get pregnant for a couple years and eventually got pregnant again.
Jenny told me she was pregnant. We went to see the doctor who was gonna check for the heartbeats and all that.
And that's where we found out we were having twins. Everything with the pregnancy was going pretty normal up until about the 25th week when I started to have some light spotting. And when it continued later on in the week, around Friday, I ended up going back to my high-risk doctor. That's when they noticed I had a slight placenta previa, but told me that it would most likely resolve on its own. And I said, well, when should I be worried? And they told me, if you experience a huge rush of blood, then you should go to the hospital immediately.
She wakes me up in the middle of the night, says, Joe, there's something wrong. I've been bleeding. We need to get to the hospital.
They took me upstairs, checked me into my own room, and about an hour later, it happened a second time. All I could remember was the nurse coming over to me and telling me, Mama, it looks like you're having these babies today.
I got right to the entrance of the room, and as I looked in, I couldn't even walk in because there was doctors and nurses just running around, a lot of chaos and flurry in there. They came up to me and said, Dad, we're having the babies now. At that moment, there's so many things going through your head, and all you can do is pray and hope that everything's gonna be okay.
I didn't hear any loud cries. I didn't get to hold them. And then they were immediately taken to their incubators to get hooked up to tubes and wires and masks, and then taken up to the neonatal intensive care unit. Going up to the NICU was obviously very overwhelming, very surreal. I went up to the first incubator and looked in, and
one of the doctors there said, Joe, you're gonna take one step forward, two back. And that's gonna be the first couple months.
It was almost 2 weeks before I got to hold them. And I held one and Joe held the other. And we sort of pushed the chairs together and met in the middle so that they could be near each other as well. So the twins came home and we were very excited, and they actually came home with 0 complications, so we could just focus on being a family. Mothers all over the country need someone to help them get through these troubling times, and the March of Dimes is a huge support system. The resources that they provide are not only educational, but helps you understand what your babies are going through.
Jenny and I have made a commitment that we are going to help March of Dimes and be a part of March of Dimes as much or as little as they want us there for the rest of our lives.